So today I'm going to talk about tongue piercings and aftercare. So the other day, probably about 4 days ago, I went down to my local piercist and got the tip of my tongue pierced. And for those of you that don't know, that's called snake eyes. And I also have a normal tongue piercing just straight down the center of my tongue. For those of you that think that getting the tip of your tongue is actually painful to get pierced, it's really not. Like, the piercing itself is pretty good. It's just the following 30 minutes after that it gets pretty intense. The second day was definitely hard. I ate on the first night after I got my piercing done. I was continuously eating solid foods. I found it was really difficult because I was afraid that I would, bite on the bar or scrape it against my teeth or food would get stuck in it, and that wasn't the case at all. I can eat solid foods now, and it's been about 4 or 5 days, and there's no pain at all. I can drink fizzy drinks. I think maybe the main problem is the hygiene upkeep. You have to have like Listerine but no alcohol in it, because some people's tongues can have a really bad reaction to even a small amount of alcohol. Some people can drink straight after they get their piercings and it's fine. I'm a smoker, so I got given a little bottle. It's called 2Es, and you got to make sure that it's the oral spray. It's blue and it tastes like Listerine. You spray that on your tongue twice a day, and use Listerine after every meal, if you smoke, every cigarette, if you're drinking, after every drink you have, and like in the morning before you go to bed. Brush your teeth and make sure that you brush your tongue around the piercing as well, but not too close to the balls, or else it might get caught and pull. So make sure that you brush your tongue. Don't use toothpaste on this, because if it gets inside your tongue it's going to hurt. I was really cautious brushing my tongue. I thought, it's going to sting if I get toothpaste in there. So I just brushed around it really, really lightly to get rid of some of the mucousy stuff that was on it from the swelling. And I found that worked pretty well. Like, my tongue still has some discoloration, but it's okay. And I'll show you guys now. That's what I got the other day, and this is my normal one. So, the normal tongue piercing itself is more painful than snake eyes. Well, to me, definitely, because I have a phobia of getting piercings. So I found that snake eyes was less painful, because you don't have to worry about when you talk, it's rubbing on the bottom of your mouth, or the top of your mouth, or along the roof of your mouth. Or when you eat, you don't normally worry about biting into the front of your tongue as much as you do when you're eating, because you're using the back of your tongue more. Well, I do. So I bit into my normal tongue piercing a lot, and it was really painful. Eating, I couldn't eat for 4 days after having a regular tongue piercing. But I drank straight after I got mine done, and I smoked straight after I got mine done, and I didn't really bother with mouthwash. It was just more brushing my teeth a lot. As I said, eating with snake eyes was easy. Eating solid foods much easier than with a normal tongue piercing. So if anyone's thinking about getting snake eyes pierced, you're not going to find too much information on the internet. I know I didn't. It was just kind of word of mouth. But you have to be careful when getting the tip of your tongue pierced, because you're going straight through the center, and there are a lot of veins. Rather than going straight down, you can kind of avoid it more. So if you're thinking about getting it done, just go into your local piercer and have them use a clamp and check out your tongue first, because some people can't get it done, some people can. And the aftercare is probably the most important thing, as I said. Like, you really have to keep up with that. But other than that, it's good. And I had a really bad lisp. Now it's not so bad. And I've got a curved eyebrow stud through there. I think it's about a 14 gauge. And definitely better than having the straight swell bar, tongue bar through it. because I found the balls on the sides are really big and like hit on your teeth and makes really bad noise. These rub on my teeth and hit my teeth a lot, but the clicking on it isn't as noticeable, so yeah, enjoy.